All right, welcome back.
Well, we know mental health issues can impact anyone at any time of the year. But for a lot of people, and especially people in the Black community, the death of George Floyd and the current unrest on top of the pandemic is really taking its toll. 2020 as a whole is taking its toll.
Can we have a redo? I know that Mayor Kenney spoke about this at a news conference yesterday. He also spoke Saturday evening as well. Here's a little bit what he said.
Today is the final day of Mental Health Month, but it does not bring to a close the emotional strains brought on and continues to be brought on by the pandemic. And for many, the shocking sight of the murder of George Floyd, pleading to be allowed to breathe, added to the months of built-up tensions.
I think we need another month for Mental Health Month. Let's make it 2 months. What do you say? Back with us, always good to see him, Dr. George James from Thomas Jefferson University. Good to see you, Doctor.
Good to see you as well, Mike and Alex.
Do we have that sound in everybody's ear or just mine?
It looks like it went away.
Okay,
so
there,
I think we're
there
good.
it goes. So, front page of the paper here, chaos and fury. The Daily News here in Philadelphia just had one word, broken. I think we all feel a little broken. And now we look out of our windows and we see the National Guard here. It's like the water's lapping at our chin. What advice do you have for us this morning?
You know, one of the first things I want people to understand is that part of what we're seeing, especially with people of color in the Black community, is experiences of racialized trauma. And what that is psychological and emotional symptoms that people of color experience when they have to see and go through multiple aspects of racism. And so that could be insomnia, that could be fear, that could be hypervigilance, meaning always on alert, anger, sadness, all these different emotions that people could be filled with, not only because of George Floyd and all the negative things that we've seen, but also daily occurrences of racism, microaggressions, injustices that just build up over and over and over, that could be throughout their lifetime as well as previously. And so that becomes so overwhelming for them and for people who experience it, that they experience these trauma symptoms.
So you mentioned one of the feelings, the feeling of anger. What do you say to those who are angry right now? How do you deal with that? How do you channel that? How do you make sense of it?
The first thing that I would say to any of my clients is that it's okay to feel what you feel. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be upset, to be numb, to not know what to do with what you're feeling. That's the first step, is just to acknowledge that you are feeling what you're feeling. And then I'm saying, if no one else is saying it, it's okay. The next part is then to figure out what you can do with what you're feeling. What is the best way to take care of yourself and those that you love with what you're feeling in this particular moment?
Well, destroying things is probably not one of the things should be on the top of your list, though, right?
You know, with everything that we've seen, from the protests to all the way to the riots, they all come out of places of pain. And no, I would not encourage or support when people riot and loot. And there's even, you know, psychologically what happens with groups once somebody starts the rioting, that it then galvanizes the whole group that might be there. But I don't want to lose sight that usually we don't riot every day for a reason, because a lot of that comes out of pain, out of injustice and turmoil, where sometimes people feel they don't have any other option to be heard or to be seen. And they sometimes choose options that are not the best for them or the community.
Well, we want to thank you, Dr. George James, for coming in and helping us as we process what's been happening over the weekend. And honestly, it has been for years. So.
Yes, thank you so much.
You got it.